Jarvis, when did you know you'd be able to play?
Like right before the game.
What were these last 4 weeks like for you?
They were tough. They were tough. But, throughout that time, guys, we won a couple games, lost one, I think. But it was tough watching. But it also gave me a lot of perspective about, the game and never taking it for granted. Tonight, I was just excited to get back out there with the guys.
What can you guys say about Dearness coming through the way he did tonight?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, that's been something that we've seen from 30 since he's been here. Dallas game, kind of the same situation. And he pops off a couple big runs last year against Dallas. So we know what he was capable of. Obviously, we got two-headed monster back there, so it's kind of tough to get him some burn. But when he does, he plays like this, and that's been pretty consistent of him.
Jarvis, how's your knee? It looked like you got banged on the one there.
10 days.
And Myles, did you know you are second now all-time in Browns sack history past Michael Dean Perry tonight?
I did. Going for Matthews in a little bit, so try to get him before the end of the season.
Still.
What's going to take for you to get a holding penalty call?
I don't know, refs should take off them glasses or get some new ones. Man, it's tough. I mean, I have a lot of respect for the offensive line and Bowles. We batted a couple of times. And, I don't have a problem with, what he's doing because, if they're not going to call it, then there's no reason for him to change his game. And he's got to keep on, doing what he's doing to keep pass rushers like myself, and I know Vaughn in practice and other guys you go against from get to the passer. But, I mean, if you're going by the book, it's holding. But, the refs are kind of giving me the Shaq treatment right now, so hopefully I can, find some way around that.
Hey, heading in tonight, how important did you guys think this game was for you, and what everything, the direction of the season, and then what does it say about the team, ball injuries and all the adversity you guys were able to pull it out?
I mean, we have to keep the dream alive. We definitely couldn't go under 500, and this was a big game for us, especially them being the same record as us. We have to knock them off and then have Pittsburgh come to the house, another big one. And the rest are all big now just because of our little slide that we had. But now everybody's head is up, nobody's down. We're ready to take on any challenges at this time, just trying to get guys back and healthy and get back to full strength.
Jarvis, you had a couple of catches right out of the gate in that opening drive, and the team just seemed to, every time you're out there, the team just seems to electrify. What is it about the impact that you have, whether it's your personality, your play, whatever, that you're able to just get guys that energy?
Yeah, honestly, I think just speaking with Kevin throughout the week, obviously short week, and just talking through things, if I'm gonna play, if not, and then being able to get some things changed, pretty much right before the game. Luckily, it was 8 o'clock game, so we was able to have some adjustments, and getting the ball early was kind of one of those things. Just see where I'm at. If I can make it throughout the game, and kind of go from there. It was, we won, so that's really honestly all I can really say.
What was the significance of Odell fighting through his shoulder to get back out there, and then you fighting through everything you had to fight through to get back and be on the field together for the first time in like a year?
Yeah, I mean, he's a fighter. He's been through a hell of a lot, The one thing about this game, at some point you're going to have to play through injuries, and his toughness and a lot of guys' toughness that was displayed tonight and obviously throughout the whole rest of the season, It's something that we're going to have to continue to need. Obviously, no injury should hurt the team, right? But at the same time, in a sense, if guys can push through it and play through it, obviously, every man counts, and that's what's the most important thing.
When you talk about that stuff, and Kevin, of course, praised you guys for fighting through and getting to this game. Where does that attitude come from on this team?
I hate to say it, but like it's contagious. Like I literally, I don't, and I'm not trying to, like, headlines and nothing like that. But it's, it's again, like we all understand, right? That like, we play a brutal game, and guys are gonna get hurt, right? And there's a difference between hurt and injured, and I've always believed in that philosophy, right? If I can go, I'm gonna go. Obviously, I don't want to hurt the team in those situations, but if I can go out there and I feel like my 80% is still better than somebody else's 100, as far as my opponent, I still try to give it a go, and I think that that's important to have in your team as a culture, because you're never really gonna feel 100% after training camp for some people. You know what I mean? So it's something to embrace, and as we continue to get more and more guys, I guess, on that train, it makes a difference.
How did you feel
Throughout the game, Jarvis.
It felt pretty good. It felt pretty good. It felt pretty good. It felt pretty good. A couple, reminded me a little bit. A couple plays, but for the most part, it felt pretty good.
Was the one at the end the same knee?
Yeah.
What did it feel like with Case in there rather than Baker? Any difference?
I mean, our flow of the offense is obviously really predicated on how we run the football, and we was able to do that. We've been able to do that, obviously, with Chubb and Kareem, and tonight we didn't want to go away from that, and I think we played to our strengths. We allowed Case to put the ball in the air when, it was necessary. I think we started the game with a pass, actually, a keeper, so for us, that's something that sets the tone, and Case has been there before. He's a guy that's been to the NFC Championship game, you know what I mean? Like, he's been there, so the way that he's prepared throughout this whole entire time for the past 2 years has been something that, you don't blink when he gets in there. You know that he still has the ability to lead us to a win.
Jarvis, what was it like with the new intros, and obviously we're last out? It was a pretty big ovation for it.
That was dope. That was dope. We should do that more often.
Myles, you want to get out there. Defense wants to get out there for that intro, right?
Hey, man, whether I'm fourth intro or last intro, I just want my name called.
Myles, what's it like to, you've seen Nick and Kareem pounded opponents, but what was that like to watch DeErnest just pound at them, especially that final drive where they were able to bleed the final 5 minutes off the clock, and you guys didn't even have to go back on the field?
I mean, you love that. That's our brand of football, especially AFC North. That's what everybody does. Tough, physical, be able to run the ball on anybody, and we're doing it the best of anyone in the league right now. We have some of the best backs in any division, all the way through. We have depth in that position, in that skill position, and it was a next man up mentality all across the board. And he stepped up when his name was called, and he balled out. And so, we're always expecting with 5 minutes left, to be prepared for 2 minutes just in case anything happens. He scores, and they drained the clock, and he was able to keep on pounding that rock. It was beautiful.